exclusive to Chennai. Joining us from there is the Minister of State with independent charge for Science and Technology, Minister of State in the Prime Minister's office, in charge also of atomic energy and space research. Dr. Jitendra Singh was with the team at ISRO at the launch center. He's just come back from Chennai, and I must tell our viewers this. I just discovered that Dr. Jitendra Singh speaks chaste Tamil. I didn't know that. He's a man from Jammu and Kashmir. For him to speak Tamil the way that I just discovered he does is quite incredible. You're a man of many talents. Dr. Jitendra Singh, welcome. You were at the Sriharikota Center when the launch was taking place, Satish Dhawan Space Center. Explain the sentiment, the emotions that you witnessed when this launch happened, sir.
Thank you, Rahul, for at the outset for having got me over here. As you said, I'm just back from Sriharikota. As you would have witnessed, there is a huge lot of enthusiasm across the country, and even at Sriharikota, I think for the first time, the Satish Dhawan Space Center was a witness to such a huge crowd of people from all sections of society. There were students, there were youth, there were academicians, scientific fraternity, of course, both the superannuated, the working ones, and most of all the media persons. We had at least as many as about 1,000 media persons, and I think this is a territory which was in a way forbidden for media. So I think that was the first time the gates of Satish Dhawan Space Center were thrown open for such a huge media presence. I remember the times when even a launching would get covered in the days of print media after 2 days. And that too, if a failure had happened, if it had gone smoothly, it wouldn't even invite media attention. But now, I think that is now the change. The ecosystem which has been developed in the last 3-4 years after Prime Minister Modi took a very path-breaking decision, breaking the taboos of the past to allow private participation and to allow other stakeholders to partner with ISRO. So even in today's mission, for example, we had the participation of the industry. So there you could see the academia, you could see the industry, you could see startups, you could see the media, and I think that media, in fact, has also become a part of the entire exercise behind the mission. So that kind of enthusiasm cutting across the sections of society shows the involvement of the people as a whole, the nation as a whole, and also they were owning it up as something which was a matter of great pride to them, and possibly also feeling a sense of supremacy being gained by India, which was till a few years ago looked at as a country which had nothing much to do with these new progressive areas like space technology or even climate change.
There's a lot of emotion attached to Chandrayaan-3, especially on the back of what happened, unfortunately, with Chandrayaan-2. You were speaking to all the scientists at ISRO. How confident are they that enough changes have been made in the manner in which this shuttle will operate to ensure that the soft landing on the 23rd, 24th of August completes the unfinished mission of Chandrayaan-2?
Yes, I'm glad you asked that, Rahul. I was just to add to what I was saying right now. The enthusiasm was so infectious that even the commoners were going to offer prayers before entering into that gallery. So that was the... Anyway, having said that, now as far as Chandrayaan-3 is concerned, vis-a-vis Chandrayaan-2, I would not precisely as someone from the scientific fraternity describe Chandrayaan-2 as a failure, in the sense that there's hardly been any country in the world which had a successful landing in the very first attempt. Most of them have had a second attempt or even third attempt. So from that point of view, India's statistical record is much better. And having said that, the Chandrayaan-2, the rover is there. It has been sending us some findings. We have gathered inputs, inferences from there. The only thing is that the agenda which we had envisaged, it could not be accomplished in totality. So yes, but at the same time, as you rightly mentioned, learning from that experience, certain modifications had been made, which of course we do even otherwise. Even after a successful mission, we try to go to the next level, learning from the experience of the earlier mission. Sometimes, you know, it occurs to the mind that, look here, this could have been done this way, it didn't happen that way. Like, you know, you direct a movie after having directed the earlier one. So that part. Now here we have not only made up for the buffer. We have created a buffer cushion against what had happened last time, but also that we don't have. We just have a propulsion module and a lander module. So that component is now not going to be there. So that is also going to make this exercise slightly different. The area of landing has also been increased, and more significantly, this is going to land in the southern polar area, south polar area, which is relatively a virgin area as far as the explorations are concerned, even by the other countries. So, which means that the inputs that would be gathered by Chandrayaan-3 would be of great utility even to the other countries.
Give our viewers a sense, Dr. Jitendra Singh, of the kind of scientific takeaways from this mission, because it's not just the act of getting the rover to the moon and the soft landing, but there's a lot of serious science and research involved. Give our viewers a full sense of what do you hope Chandrayaan-3 will tell us and teach us about the moon?
Yes. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. Rahul, the Chandrayaan series in itself has placed India apart from other countries. Even though we may have landed, some of the other countries had landed on the surface of the moon much before us. But it was Chandrayaan-1 which brought the evidence of the presence of water on the surface of moon. So that itself was a breakthrough, huge breakthrough for all the other nations which were already into it, whether that be the USA or the then USSR, because the presence of water indicates the possibility of a human habitat happening sometime later in the future, because the H2O the component, oxygen component of that. And this time, this is going to be an extension of that experiment on the one hand, because the south polar area has varied craters over there, craters which contain water, because earlier on Chandrayaan-1 picked up evidence of H2O molecules, water molecules. Now we hope that this area which has been selected for landing would have more quantitatively more amount of water to experiment with, to gather inputs with. At the same time, there will be in situ experiments as well on the surrounding surface of the moon, and the possibility of human habitat being viable or not could be, I think, explored to the next level from where it was earlier. And that also makes the Chandrayaan series different from other countries, because they were not into this. And that's why I said the inputs which are expected from this mission are being very eagerly awaited even by the USA and the other countries which are already into it.
As Minister, what's your next priority? Of course, 23rd, 24th August, very important days in terms of the landing, and many phases between now and then. But what's the next big idea? What's the next thing that's got you and scientists at ISRO really excited?
Yeah, actually, in a mission like this now, since I have been associated for a number of years, each day is significant, because in the common parlays, what goes out is the milestone event or the milestone destination, like, for example, the landing of it. But in between, in the course of this journey of 42 days, there are a number of other, sensitive occasions which have to be very carefully followed up, attended to. Like, for example, today it has gone out of the orbit of the Earth. Now what we would now look for is how smoothly it enters into the orbit of the moon. So from the team which is following it or working on it, I think a number of other destinations happen before the final destination of landing happens, which of course is the ultimate.
Okay, you've had a long and rough ride all the way back. We literally requested you to sit down the moment you came back to Chennai, so I won't hold you back any longer. Congratulations on a successful launch, and as you said, there's a prayer on every lip as we look forward to 23rd, 24th August. Everybody will be anxious before that, but God willing, Sare Jahan Se Acha and the lunar probe will land successfully.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you. So that was the minister, straight out of the car.